I just added something to my collection that I'm really excited about. It's the most amazing device that you've probably never heard of. It was conceived in 1989 as something called the Pocket Crystal, as a phone that fits in your pocket that can send and receive emails, play games, check stock prices, among other things. It all sounds very familiar. It was way ahead of its time. I mean, just look at the concept drawing of this thing. Conceived 18 years prior to the release of the iPhone, it's the Magic Link. This was developed by a company called General Magic, which was a startup that spawned out of Apple. It was released in 1994 and virtually nobody bought it. It was a total failure. But a lot of the innovations that came out of this and a lot of the engineers that worked on it went on to develop the technology that we all know today. This was kind of a rough draft at the expense of a lot of money and a lot of people, but I'm going to talk about the history of it. I'm very excited. I found a working one. We're going to dig into it, see what it looks like, and I'm going to talk about what happened, where it went right now. So in 1990, an Apple employee by the name of Mark Porat, who was the director of the Advanced Technology Group there at Apple, convinced the CEO at the time, John Sculley, to let him create an Apple-backed startup specifically for the purpose of bringing this concept to market. Apple seeded it with $10 million to get it off the ground, and Porat assembled a dream team of some legendary engineers, or ones that would go on to become legends, but they were truly talented, brilliant individuals. Sony agreed to manufacture the device, and AT&T agreed to put it on their network. The team developed a unique operating system called Magic Cap, with noticeable similarities to the Macintosh OS, which makes sense because a lot of these people were also on the original development team for the Macintosh. They were the same folks. Due to hardware limitations at the time, they needed this thing to fit in your pocket, so what they did is something very innovative. They pulled a lot of the resources from the cloud through something that they developed called Telescript, which drastically increased the capabilities. It featured email, messages, a calendar, address book, spreadsheets, games. You could even send and receive a fax. There were a number of factors that contributed to the failure of this thing. Number one, it was just too early. Even though they saw the vision of where things were going, culturally we just weren't there yet. Also, the price tag was very high. It was around $1,000 in 1994 money, which is the equivalent to around $2,200 in 2025. Also, it could only connect over AT&T's network, and at the time, the infrastructure was just very limited. The only alternative to connecting to AT&T's network was for the user to connect over a 2400 baud modem that was built in. They also missed the opportunity to have web browsing. This was just starting at the time. The wave had just started pushing people to the internet, but they missed it. They didn't include that as one of the features, despite having several options that were internet related, such as email and other communications. And after not seeing much success in a relatively short period of time, in 1996, AT&T dropped the device from their network, effectively killing it. And by 1997, the company ceased production altogether. In 2002, they went bankrupt and liquidated. But despite the failures, this company left quite the legacy. General Magic had some absolutely legendary engineers working for them, including Tony Fadell, who would go on to become a senior vice president at Apple, leading the development of the iPod and also the iPhone. After leaving Apple, he founded Nest Labs. They also had Andy Rubin, who joined General Magic in 1992 from Apple, where he earned the nickname Android. He would later leave General Magic in 1995 and start his own company by the name of his nickname. Also, they had Pierre Omidyar, who was one of their tech support engineers. He had a side gig while at General Magic, which was selling things on his online auction website that he called AuctionWeb. He later renamed that website eBay. They also had original members of Apple's Macintosh development team, including Joanna Hoffman, Andy Hertzfeld, and the late Bill Atkinson, who was credited with inventing the HyperCard, as well as the selection lasso, the marching ants selection animation style, and pioneering other software innovations. So let's get to it. Let's explore the Magic Link and see what it was like. I won it at an auction. It said 4 parts not working. I figured I'd take a gamble on it. It didn't come with a power adapter, and I'd hoped that was the only problem. And I bought this really cool multi-power adapter that you can adjust how much power you want for the item. And this takes 12 volts, so I just put it at 12. It's a little sensitive, but I got it at 12. And then it comes with this thing that has all the different adapters that you can use. This one ended up having one that fit it, so it worked just perfectly once I plugged it in at 12 volts, and it started right up. All right, so it starts out at the desktop. It is a literal desk. It's actually got your phone on it, a Rolodex. Looks like emails in and out. Not sure what that is. We'll click on it in a second. It's got a notepad and looks like some kind of a binder that says 94 on it for 1994, the year that this was released. Let's go ahead and click on the notepad here, and we could just draw some things. Hello, hi. So there, we can erase it. We've got, looks like, different options, and or we can save it. Let's go ahead and see what other options there are. Looks like there's different pencil types. I could have a thicker pencil here and different things. We'll go ahead and get out of here, go back to our desk. It's a touch screen that comes with this little stylus. The stylus that the Magic Link comes with comes right on the side. It's got this little section built in for it on the device that you just push and it comes right out. Let's go ahead and check out the phone. Click on the phone there. It's got that spinning hat every time it's loading. This has, looks like you could save some quick contacts. It's got access to your address book here. We'll go ahead and back to the desk. Let's see what the emails are that's here. All right, it comes preloaded with 2 emails, one from America Online and one from AT&T. Let's see what the America Online says. Join America Online. It's the place to exchange email, browse the top news of the day, and check stock quotes. All right, let's see what else there is on here. So we'll go ahead and click on this. What is that? It says, please tell your communicator your name. Looks like it's just something for setting it up. We'll do that later. As you can see, the similarities to the Macintosh OS are pretty evident here. Let's go ahead and go out into the hallway. So out in the hallway, we've got our library. Let's continue down the hall. A storeroom. Ooh, a game room. Let's click on that. So we've got a few games. I remember reading about this one. This is a coin toss. All it does is just randomly flips the coin and gives you heads or tails. And it's a little rabbit. So there's a rabbit tail there. We'll flip it again and see what it does. And it's tails again. So that was quite an exciting and good use of programming time, I'm sure. There's a card deck here for solitaire, just like what comes with Windows. That's a good one. We'll get out of here and go back to, there's the desk. What are these other options down here? Looks like some kind of a, oh, these are the emojis, or they call them stamps that you can add. In fact, I read somewhere that this device is where emojis started. We've got our keyboard, very reminiscent of the keyboard that pops up on smartphones nowadays. Let's see what's in this briefcase here. Tote bag. There's nothing in it, but I guess we could put things in there. Let's go back out into the hallway. We'll continue down the hall. We'll see what's downtown. There's an AT&T store. Ooh, what's the directory? What is that? Let's see. America Online Home, Personal Link Center. What if we click on America Online? What happens? Oh, you could sign up. Browse looks like the news. Let's click on the news. Touch latest to receive news stories. I don't think anything's going to happen. Please sign up for America Online to use this feature. Okay. We're a few years too late for that one. We'll go ahead and go back downtown. What's in the AT&T store? Messages sent this month. Looks like messages received. All right, what's this magic lamp? So we've got a find, file, print, mail, contacts, fax. You could actually fax and beam. I'll have to look up what beam is. I was able to find a PDF of the original instruction manual for this thing. And there it is on page 111, data beaming. Data beaming was the connection between 2 magic links where you could hold them less than 5 feet apart and transfer data. Apple would later call that feature AirDrop, and Android would call it Beam. Which makes sense because Andy Rubin, the founder of Android, was part of the team that created the Magic App operating system. Back on the desktop, let's see what's in these drawers here. Looks like we could write some letters. Let's see what's in the other drawer. Ooh, desk accessories. What's this little wallet with money? Pocket Quicken, they call it. I guess for keeping track of your finances here. That's cool. Let's see what this is. Looks like a calculator. I have no idea what this is. It looks like some kind of it's a TV tuner. I'll have to look up what that is. So apparently you can use this thing as a universal remote for Sony devices, including TVs, VCRs, camcorders, CD players, mini discs, laser disc players, digital audio tapes, and cassette decks. And this is the calculator here. It's got to be. There it is. Let's see. 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay, my California public school education has paid off. I knew the answer already. Let's see what's in the file cabinet. All right, so this is where you can stay organized. Let's see the garbage truck. The trash. So you could undelete items. Check out the clock here. And there's your calendar. We could set different events and different things. What happens if you click up here? Let's see. It tells a little bit more about Magic Cap. Copyright 1990 to 1994 by General Magic Incorporated. What's this here? It's got some credits of those who helped develop this. It's got some very famous names on there. I see Tony Fadell, Andy Hertzfeld, Andy Rubin. You could pause it and scroll through the names and probably recognize a few others. It plays a little tune while it's listing the credits. Some truly brilliant engineers on this project. So there you have it, a brief history of General Magic's Magic Link, how this led to this. Thank you very much. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.